We all desire passion and chemistry in relationships, but what if that intense pull isn't love? Sometimes it's a trauma bond, a painful cycle that feels impossible to escape, especially when sex is involved. According to experts, here are 7 key signs to help you recognize and break free. Number 1. Extreme emotional highs and lows. This occurs when your relationship swings between moments of intense pleasure, mostly from sex, and deep emotional pain. The highs feel exhilarating, making the lows more tolerable, even though they cause emotional damage. For instance, you and your partner constantly have intense arguments followed by passionate reconciliations. After fights, they shower you with affection, gifts, or sex, making you feel euphoric, until the cycle repeats. You have to recognize that true love is consistent and safe, not an emotional roller coaster. Keep a journal to track emotional cycles and set clear boundaries to prevent manipulation. Number 2. Excusing or minimizing harmful behavior. This happens when you justify your partner's hurtful actions because you are emotionally or physically attached to them. You ignore red flags, making excuses for their behavior instead of addressing it. For instance, your partner flirts with others, belittles you, or crosses your boundaries, but you justify their actions by saying they're just playful or they always come back to me. Ask yourself, would I tolerate this behavior from a friend? If not, why accept it from a partner? Set non-negotiable boundaries, and if they continue crossing them, walk away. Addiction to the sexual connection. A sex-based trauma bond makes you feel as though your connection is only strong because of physical intimacy, causing you to rely on sex to keep the relationship alive. For instance, every time you think about leaving, you're pulled back in by the intense physical connection. You believe that because the sex is powerful, the relationship must be meaningful. You have to understand that sex alone is not love. Take a break from physical intimacy and focus on emotional connection. If the relationship cannot thrive without sex, it may not be healthy. Feeling trapped but unable to leave. A trauma bond makes you feel emotionally dependent on the relationship, even when it's harmful. You feel like you can't leave even though you recognize the relationship is toxic. Your friends tell you the relationship is toxic, but the thought of leaving feels unbearable. You feel paralyzed by the idea of being without them. You need to list reasons why you stay versus why you should leave. This can bring clarity. Gradually create emotional distance and seek support from loved ones who reinforce your self-worth. Confusing pain for passion. You might believe that drama, tension, or jealousy in a relationship is a sign of intense love, mistaking toxic cycles for deep passion. You and your partner constantly fight, but when things are good, they feel so good that you believe the intensity means true love. Healthy love should feel safe and stable, not like a battlefield. Identify what you truly want in a relationship and seek emotional balance rather than chaos-driven affection. Repeated betrayals and forgiveness cycles. When you're trauma bonded, you may forgive your partner repeatedly despite ongoing betrayals, hoping they will change. However, they continue hurting you because they know you won't leave. For instance, your partner cheats or lies repeatedly, apologizes, makes grand gestures, and you forgive them, only for them to betray you again. You have to recognize manipulative apologies. True regret leads to change. Set firm consequences for repeated betrayals and work on self-worth so that love doesn't require endless forgiveness. Loss of personal boundaries and identity. A toxic relationship can consume your sense of self. You start prioritizing your partner's needs over your own, losing your individuality in the process. For instance, you stop doing things you love, change how you dress, talk, or act just to please them. Your identity revolves around them, leaving you feeling lost. You need to reconnect with your passions and interests outside the relationship. Start making independent decisions and notice if your partner guilt trips or controls you. This is a red flag. Breaking a trauma bond is not easy, but it is possible with self-awareness, support, and professional guidance. Healing begins when you recognize your worth and choose a love that nourishes you instead of draining you. Seek therapy or confide in trusted friends to help break free from toxic cycles and build a healthier, fulfilling future.
Thanks for watching. Please like and share. Also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.